Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Nasdaq. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide multiple scenarios your price may take and explain why I prefer one counter over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on 4 hour time frame and looking at the counts from the all-time highs around here and here. The first idea that we had is that we are creating some kind of three-way structure into W, another three-way structure into X, and then three-way structure here into that wave Y. Again, not the best proportions here for that wave Y. There are definitely some other interpretations here that you could be having, but again, this is one of them that really fits as well. Then after this point, again, we have this three-way structure complete. Again, we had new lows here, meaning that most likely this is an end of something here at the very lows. Again, as the extension targets that we would have here, we have not been anywhere close to 1.618, so we don't need to be looking into the possibility of having this as a 1, 2, 3. There could be an argument for that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, three-way pullback, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There is definitely a possibility where this whole thing would be an ABC instead, or even that 1, 2, 3. However, again, the extension targets here did not really meet. We also do have overlap between the first and fourth here. In that scenario where we would have 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So that is not the best case. But again, let's continue with this analysis saying that we had a three-way structure here, and then we would have a possibility where this structure over here is a first leg of a connector wave, connecting this structure at the beginning over to the next down here. At the moment, it does not really feel like or does not really look like this is going to be happening with a high percentage, because again, this structure here is very bearish in my opinion in comparison to the other indices. On Dow, we have already taken out these highs here with the price, and as you see here on Nasdaq, we have basically taken less than a half, I think. Let's see, actually that. Yeah, basically just half of the move down back up here. So again, it is not really impulsive looking. The other scenario is that we would have the connector wave structure in here for that X wave. This is again a very same structure that we have on S&P 500. So these two are very much correlated. In that sense, at least on the count here. Here we could be labeling this as well as a five-way structure into an A wave, then looking for a retracement for that wave B, possibly completed up in here, and then we would be looking for another C wave downwards. At this point again, the higher time frame expectation would be that we would be creating this WXY like so. So those are the higher time frame structures. Let's check out the smaller time frame on 1 hour time frame and checking out what do we see here. So the bearish idea has been this one, where we had a three-way structure into W, three ways into X, and then three ways into wave Y. Looks very proportionate. I do like this a lot. This would get us to an A wave up in here. Then we would have an ABC here, and some kind of very odd looking wave C here. Was it 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, and 5. So that would be a extension on that C wave. And that would again get us right into the area of 90% retracement, which would qualify this whole thing as a flat. So three waves, and then five-way structure up in here. Again, that would mean that the whole structure would end at these highs, as I'm mentioning about the B wave count possibly ending up in here. So this would be the A wave, B wave, and then we would be looking for C wave downwards. However, it is not really impulsive looking, this structure in here. To me, this looks better as a three wave, and then three wave here, three ways up, three ways down, and then possible five ways here. We did have that divergence at the very highs also for that C wave, so this does create a good looking flat or expanded flat structure. Again, as this structure did not retrace enough for a flat, we are going to label it as a W, X, and Y here. So we have hit the one-to-one extension of this A wave for that C wave. However, again, it is not really perfect. We did have divergences here, which would imply that this was going to be a five-way structure like so. Some kind of three-way pullback up here for that possible B wave. However, this next structure does fit more of a three-way structure. So this is a bit confusing as well at the moment already. We do have that overlap here already, which would mean that either we have some kind of a diagonal in question if we still want to hold this as a 5-way move, like something like that, or we would be creating something else, and this here is not a 5-way move, because this definitely seems like it is a start of something. I don't really want to be saying that we would have a structure something like that. It just doesn't have the right look, in my opinion. It does have better look if we just do this and then continue a structure coming from the highs. On RSI as well, we do have this cycle completing down here, yet we do have that divergence here between the A and possible C wave. So there is one more possibility again. If we take out these lows, create that divergence here on RSI, and then off we go. However, this does not really seem to be fitting the idea that the higher time frame B wave was to be done. Again, this is going to be creating most likely some kind of connector wave structure, connecting this first structure over here into the next. And as again, this has retraced only so much, this is most likely creating a WXY. So the expectation here would be a wave Y, which is again a 3-way structure. Hopefully that made some sense. For me it did. Let me know if it didn't, and I can try to explain it a bit better or a different way. Then we had the bullish diagonal, again where we had some kind of low here. We could be getting some kind of bullish momentum up going, where we would have this as a diagonal 5 ways into an A wave or wave 1. Then we would have the same ABC down here, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like we had on the other count, possibly having for the third wave. Again, we have extended enough here for the 1.618 if we wanted to label that third wave at these highs. So we would again label the wave 4 in here and wave 5 back in here. The other scenario is that, because again this in comparison to the previous move is so overlapping, it does not really make too much sense of having this as the third wave up in here, unless we have a diagonal. So that's why we have this higher time frame diagonal. Also, the possibility is that we have this as the wave C. This again would be the very same as the bear count, but yeah, that does not really make a difference there. So if we still want to be having this as the third wave, where wave 5 would be ending here, we would have this as the third, fourth and fifth, and this would be the end of third. We would have to be saying that, okay, this structure here is starting to be done, and we would be looking for that wave 5 soon. And again, at that point we would be expecting some kind of divergence, taking out these highs here and being smaller. Well, in this scenario, because it is very abnormal of a structure, generally we don't want to be seeing this where the third wave here is larger than the first structure. However, the structure here on the possible wave 4 is smaller than the wave 2, because this is giving us controversy against the guidelines, where we have always in a contracting structure the wave 1 would be the largest, then we would have wave 2 and wave 3 would be smaller than wave 1. However, that is not the case here. So one could argue that the only way we can have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4 is to create the wave 4 larger than this wave 2 here. So let's get a target for that one, and that would be around $11,026. So the price would have to be dropping quite dramatically still here, another 5% basically, for this to be happening, some kind of expanding diagonal. So you see the issue here. The thing with expanding diagonals is that I don't trade them at all, because they are so rare. So at the moment I would more go forward with either having this as an ABC and having it complete than anything else, or that this 5-way structure is not yet done, and this is just the third, fourth and fifth, and then we would be having to deal with the issues with this fifth wave and the retracement of fourth, most likely getting back to the wave 1 territory here later on. So again, that is that. But my main, I feel like, is the more bearish count here, where we have ended the counts up in here. At the moment it does look better, just because again the proportions here comparing this possible structure here in the bullish count for wave 4 is so much larger than this one here. Again, it doesn't have the perfect proportions. So I think that is going to do it for Nasdaq. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below, and for now I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you next video. Bye bye.